I'm good. Really, I ain't tripping off of nothing, man, I'm good. Highly motivated, highly favored as it should be. Message to my doubters, they ain't never understood me. Life at different altitudes, get higher best I could be. How I took it up away like planes, but never plane, no.
What is good, everybody? DJ TMac checking back in for another great hip-hop conversation. I speak to a lot of solo artists, but today we got a hip-hop duo in the place, and I love it. I mean, some of my favorite hip-hop albums come from groups, from collectives, so we're here to talk to a Louisiana-based collective today. We have Armed Rhymery in the place. What's good, y'all?
Yo, what's good, what's good?
So we got Queen Mo Black, a.k.a., right?
Yes, sir.
And we got Edward X in the building.
Yes, sir.
You guys came out here in Denver doing some big things. Did a show last night. Hey, what's it like to be out here in Denver?
Love it out here. Yeah. Great vibes. Music scene is dope. People nice. Mountains in the background.
Yeah,
you know?
It's nice seeing the mountains.
Yeah, it's cool out here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different than back home. We came out here the first time. What that was like 2021 maybe. Or
maybe I think it was either 2019 or 2020.
Yeah,
when we first came here.
Okay.
But and you know, automatically fell in love. First trip, we was like, oh yeah, we're gonna come back. You know, we knew after the first time we was coming back, and so yeah, we definitely caught a good energy coming out here.
For sure.
What initially brought you guys out here? Was it just to come on vacation? Was it music initially? What was it?
We had been wanting to relocate for a long time, but just never had like that definitive answer of where. So it was kind of like, let's start shopping around, but there was really no shopping. Like when we came, as soon as we came here, we was like literally as soon as we got off the plane, and it was perfect too, because like a homie that lived out here, he picked us up and he was like, you know, brought us around. This is this place, this is that place, and we like, you know, we got to kind of do like.
Yeah, he gave us the tour, you know.
Dope. So you had a connection. Somebody bring.
But
you
the
around.
energy out here is just different. Like, you know, when you come out here, like I always talk about that. Like I think just being that the type of place it is, and even though like everything's not about weed, but even like weed being legal and stuff like that, people just less stressed out here.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you can feel that whenever you come here. To me, like if you go like some other places where it's more of a like, I don't know, like, you know, just constant busyness or a certain, you know, there's like a level of that here, but it's just more of a like, you know.
I understand that,
mellow
especially
place.
You know, like I said, coming from New York, like people's attitudes are different out here.
Yeah,
people will say
sure.
hello to you, like, you know, it's not just like an act. It's cool, and yeah, seeing the mountains for the first time, that got me. You know, I'm a beach person myself. Like, I lived at sea level my whole life, but being in the mountains, you know, seeing them, it's something different.
Yeah,
sure.
It's nice, and we caught a little snow this time.
You guys, the snow waited for you guys.
No, for sure. And it's funny because like the weeks leading up, we were seeing the weather was like 70s, 80s, so we were like,
nice,
oh, cool. Like, you know,
it was so nice.
2 days before, we was like, all right, let's repack.
Yeah. When you come into Colorado, you got packed for every season.
Yeah,
because you might experience all of them in 1 week.
Okay.
But I liked it. It was nice to like even today, like it was like 30 something at a certain point, but like the sun was beaming, so it felt
sun
nice.
Hits. If you're in the sun, it hits.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, I feel good. Like I'm not cold. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I could take it a little bit.
Day before, it was real cold though.
Now when that sun is hitting, like, you get ready for it.
Yeah. So I really don't have. I always like to talk with the artists about like my connection to their area or what I know about it, and I don't have too much of a connection to New Orleans. So I remember my parents went on vacation down there a few years ago, and after that, one of the first things they made was gumbo. They tried to make gumbo when they came back. Right? I never tried gumbo before. It was good. I'm sure you guys could put us onto some tips and make that better, but that was like one connection to New Orleans. Obviously, like Lil Wayne, like he was one of the first people in rap that got me into lyrics, I would say. He was just going off crazy, being in like middle school, early high school. You're just like mind-blowing stuff, really. And another connection I have is the St. Joseph's Festival in New Orleans. You guys aware of it?
Yeah.
I don't know about it, but he's from New Orleans. I'm from Lafayette.
Okay, it's a very like Italian festival, and when I was doing construction estimating in New York, the owners were all like very Italian brothers and stuff like that. So they would make like a float to go in the thing. We worked at a metal and glass shop, so they would make like a big fancy chariot thing that they would go to New Orleans every year.
That's tight.
So that's something that I always, not that I always think about, but one of my connections to New Orleans. Bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So your guys' style, How would you describe it? I'll just give you what sort of comes to mind when I listen to music. Obviously, you guys are very lyrical. It's fun music. It's vibey music. I wish I was at the show last night, seeing the songs live. I'm sure it's a different experience. Introspective at points. How would you guys describe your music and sound?
Yeah, just like pretty much what you said, like that, and then just like it's real life for sure. Like it's always like a tale in there. Might have been like a specific situation we went through that we kind of formulated into some real cool lyrics. So it's like. I mean, it's like where we've been at in life lately, especially like, with the upcoming stuff we got going on. It's definitely like, okay, we kind of giving a little insight to, what's the journey been like the past couple years, and like what y'all been working on, and it's working on yourself, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's kind of what the music reflects to me. So it's like if it's fun, then it's like, it's a fun time. We might have been in that good space and that good energy time. If it's a little more like you say, insightful, like it's really like, something that you could gain a message or something from that. I mean, we might have been in that time or might have went through something and grew or gained something from it. So it's just reflective on like what we dealing with in life.
Trying to capture what's really happening.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Interesting.
Yeah, I think we try to make stuff that make people feel good. I don't think it's more just like I told somebody the other day. It's like substance that you could vibe to, but not in such a way where it's like I don't feel like we're in any type of box. So it could be substance, but it's like we might still curse sometimes. It might be wrong.
Talk about this. Talk about that.
We might have a smoke song, whatever. Like it's not like so much where it's not to where we're like a Christian artist or something like that, but just where it's like we try to make the music matter. Like, in other words, just matter to us in a way where we know, like, this is kind of, like, important what we're doing. So don't waste it on just saying nothing. Like, even if you just having a fun song and it's not the deepest song ever, just make it have some kind of intention behind it. Even if your intention is just, I want to have fun, and when other people experience this, I want them to have fun. Just kind of, like, anything in that realm where it's like, just people having like a positive experience with the music, even if it's not a positive song per se, it may be a more emotional song or something that may be like kind of about a sadder time, but it may still be a positive experience for somebody to hear it because like they might have been through something like that and didn't quite know the words to describe it, or they might just feel more, like understood, or feel like, okay, it's not just me going through this. So just like, that's pretty much the intention behind it.
You're able to express some things for the listener
that
they might not be able to say themselves. That's awesome. Very well said. Who are some of your influences? You talked about, how you try to make music. Who are some of the people that you listen to that maybe made music similar to that?
Yeah, from like, it's crazy because we listen to so much, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could say like if you're going early on, you gotta mention all the greats like Jay and Wayne. Of course, you mentioned Wayne. Wayne had a whole phase. I probably listened to Wayne for like a year straight of, I don't even want to hear nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
And then we from Louisiana, so it's different. Like it's some people at the point where they got on Wayne, it was like we've been on Wayne since Wayne was like 11 years old.
Since he was 8 years old.
We grew up listening to this shit at like 7, 8 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? The old Hot Boy shit and stuff. Like, but he was always lyrical. But just to say, before he even stepped into like where he was in that conversation, like, okay, this is one of the greatest alive type shit. So Wayne definitely was a big influence. But then, like, of course, Tribe Called Quest and like Lauryn Hill, Fugees,
right,
Outkast, I would say. And then for me, like more newer artists, I was very inspired by Mac Miller in high school.
Talk about it.
That was one of my biggest influences, just because at the time of me like starting to take rap serious.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
You good, bro?
So where were we?
Influences.
Yeah, you were talking
I was talking about Mac Miller. So
I just got an awesome Mac Miller piece, by the way.
For real?
The guy who did this guy is a local graffiti artist, Lenson, and I recently got a Mac Miller piece from him. I'll show you that in a minute.
Nice.
But yeah, he was very influential to myself also.
So like when I was in high school, like I was probably 15, 16 when I started taking being more serious about like recording and just experimenting with stuff like that. And by the time I'm like 17, about to be 18, I'm really kind of taking it serious. So like somebody like him who's like fresh out of high school, I'm like, damn, okay, it can be done. Like, you know, by somebody my age who's like kind of on the same vibe of music as me. So it was just inspirational. And even it's him like as a all around artist, you know, Mac could rap, he could sing, he can make beats, he can play instruments, like, so that was all like very much.
He didn't box himself in. Like, I like artists like that. Like, I like an artist that's like, I don't live in a box. Like, you know, I'll give you this. I'm conscious. I'm funny. I'm, you know what I'm saying?
All
like,
the albums sound different.
Oh yeah,
the album sounds different throughout.
No, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I think because like we create like that. Like, we not like get in the studio and we like, all right, let's get 5 future type beats. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know, it's this the vibe today. Like, you know, this, and then she might come home and I might have had a little hook or something. Or, you know, I come home and she like, oh, I wrote this verse. You know, it's incomplete ideas that we listen to and we're like, damn, this a vibe. Like, and then we sit there and, you know, so it's like artists that kind of live like that, to me, that just kind of create and they don't have a, like, this solid purpose of like, you know, I'm only giving them this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just like, this me. Hey, this what I made.
Right.
I gave you 12 songs. They might sound different, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is, as a collective, you'll be like, oh, this is fire. You know, we gonna receive it because, you know, we understand that human side of the art, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why we could appreciate artists like that, like a Mac or even like a Wayne or somebody that never, you know, Wayne, to me, he always like, even when he gave you like the Carters, you know, whatever album he gave you, it was like, you could tell he was just freely just going in, you know what I'm saying? You could tell it wasn't like, even if he had a directive, you know, he still gave you that range.
It wasn't too planned out.
Yeah, it wasn't too to where you was like, you know, you knew where it was going to go. Like, he was like, this where it's at. Like, I'm spitting on this. Like, I'm talking about this right now. Like, I'm, you know, and it's like, it always go, you know, you connect to it because like, oh, you gave me every level of being an artist or being a human, but beyond being an artist, like just being, you know, a person. Like, we deal with so much things, the 360 of life. So I like artists that music kind of, you know, have that 360
touches on all of it.
Yeah.
You know, you need a soundtrack for every part of your day. You know what I mean? Your day is not always always good, not always bad, but you know, something to get you through all of it, right? Another artist that I used to listen to a lot that talks explicitly about that in their music was Logic. I will give you different vibes. I will give you different styles. So I was a huge Logic person. And he really helped introduce me to a lot of these 90s hip-hop groups and people that influenced him and everybody else that we're listening to nowadays. So Mac Miller and Logic I credit to like really having me dig into hip-hop history more because of who they're mentioning. Why do I keep on hearing Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul? And now those are like my favorite people. You know what I mean? I'm from Long Island. Like De La Soul, favorite group ever now. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's beating them. Maybe besides Armed Rhymery, you know, they're in the place right now. You know? They got a few more albums to put out, though, a little more work to do.
Work to put in.
So, I mean, speaking of albums, the last one was in 2017, I believe. Well, at least that I see on streaming platforms. You guys have been releasing singles since then. But why has there been sort of this gap?
So we did put out it wasn't an album, but it was more of a mixtape. This was in 2019?
Yeah, 19. Yeah,
Swim.
19.
Yeah, so that's that's only on SoundCloud.
Okay.
So that was fun. That was a fun little project. And then between then and now, it was just kind of like partially overthinking. And then partially we did start working with a label a few years ago, so there was just like kind of an adjustment period of just like everybody learning each other, I would say.
Just getting the right stuff together and like, we you know, we had a lot of songs, so we was like, let's really formulate a real strategy, you know, and just it's nice to just throw stuff out, like, you know, as an artist, you like anything you record, you like, oh yeah, this the one, this could go, like, you know, and then
you have the ability to just put it out now.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
So now you kind of just like want to be like, well, you know, let me tailor it, because like we've been sitting on songs, like we had went back on songs that was like 2 years old and was like, oh, we could add some instruments to this, or we could add this to this, and I might could redo this part a little stronger, you know. And so now it's like you actually building the song up and creating it to like a real strong song, you know, as to where before sometimes we kind of as artists, we don't realize like, oh, we might have been making a demo, you know what I'm saying? We might have laid down the demo. We still gotta put the work in to make this a real song, you know. And so it might need to be mixed different. It might need another engineer to put their ears on it, you know, or it might need another layer. You know, them drums might need to be different at the end, you know. You know, and that's kind of why like we've been learning a little bit more of that and like doing a little bit more of that. And so it's like it make a song come out when it actually hit. It's like, okay, like it sounds 10 times better than what it was. You know, might have been 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we in a nice little flow now. And then like the label we with, the Future with Bang, the president of the label, he's actually also like a real fire like producer and engineer as well, DLP. So he, you know, we kind of like we in a flow now. It was just like, you know, he's a creative, we too creative. So it's like, and then he's also more familiar with the business side of things. So it's like just kind of meshing all that together to be more strategic with stuff and just like kind of now we have a flow going to where like, you know, we make a lot of our beats. He makes a lot of our beats too, but like even the ones we make, he'll collab on it with us and kind of like add some things to the beat. It might just be, and sometimes it'll just be one or two little elements that he adds to the beat and you're like, damn, that's what it needed. Like just that little
ear, right?
one little sound, like,
that's
you know.
funny.
So yeah, like now that we in a flow and we kind of like, you know, we can appreciate what he could do for us and he can appreciate us as artists and like kind of just got more understanding like okay I see now what Armed Rhymery is, you know. I need, you know, it was just everybody kind of had to get acquainted right there,
sure,
you know. So now we're in the flow for sure. So new project should be coming out next month, before the end of the year for sure. Yeah, we in the final mixing stages right now, but yeah. And
the project is called Zen Garden,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Zen Garden.
Couple singles released off that already. I like it. I mean, leaning more to the introspective side of the, you know, the music. And,
for sure.
And, I mean, Zen Garden, just thinking about the title. Is it all, you know, more zen, chill, introspective? Or are you guys going to bring us through, you know, the emotions?
Yeah. I'll say it's like a little journey for sure.
A little journey, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's like, you know, you want to be that 360 person too. So within like finding like your zen to say, you know, so to say, it's kind of like you got to go through the bumpy parts too, because you're really trying to smooth it out. So it don't mean just, you know, doing a bunch of the good things, because you kind of got to bring out a little bit of what was, you know, holding you from being at that place. So it's kind of like touches on, you know, maybe I guess some of the things we might have had to go through, and then at the same time it touches on just like exploring self, you know, and what all that entails. Like it might be you know, just learning more about yourself, learning more about your flaws, things you could improve on, you know. So it's you know, it's about like they say, shadow work, and at the same time, you know, just embracing the light that's within, you know.
Yeah, I do think this project is more of like a not super chill, but like it's not one of the more like super hype, like, you know, like hard type songs. It's more on the mellow side, but like in such a way that you can still vibe to it in different times, you know. Like there's probably still songs you could work out to, or like, you know, certain songs you could ride to, have on in the background while you're doing something or whatever. So it's different vibes on there for sure, but I think they kind of like, they all kind of go well together, because it is kind of like a listening experience, I would say. So like Zen Garden is basically just a mental space. That's what we define it as. It can be a physical space if that's what you need to create that for yourself. But like it's just kind of like a mental space that you find where you have that little piece for a second. And that could just be whatever. That could be you're at work and somebody just pissed you off right quick and you need to go have a second to yourself, and you just go in the bathroom for a second and just like, you know. So it could be anything, or it could be, you know, when you get off, or you have a free day, you have free time at home, and you set up your little space however you do, and you have like whatever that is that makes you feel like you had a relaxed day or you felt, just felt at peace or whatever. So it's kind of like finding that space. And so the music is basically designed to like kind of help people get into that headspace, basically.
Trigger them into their own Zen garden.
Yes,
Nice.
exactly.
I love that. I love that breakdown. I'm excited to listen to the project. No date yet, but hey, before the end of the year. So be on the lookout, everybody. Be on the lookout. I mean, we talked a little bit about, I think before the conversation started, like working in the digital era. You guys are in the digital space of music, and you guys are sort of embracing that, I would say.
Yeah.
Like the Nostalgia Mondays, right? Making a video series it's on Instagram, but it's, for like that Reels format, right?
Yeah, right.
So where did the idea come from to do that? I love the idea, by the way, of using the older songs because, growing up in like the 2000s with like the mixtapes, especially like Lil Wayne, he was going on everybody else's beats. That's before I knew everybody else's beats, but doing the history, you learn that. But that's something that's really missing in music nowadays, in hip hop. I feel like every now and then a cypher, you'll hear an old beat, but like artists making songs or verses, whatever they're doing over the old beats. I miss that, so I love that you guys are doing that. Where did that idea come from?
Kind of like just trying to like think, like get away from the overthinking. Like I said, we did that for years. Like I mean, we just talked about this recently. We probably have almost 10 music videos between like the time we started to now that aren't out. We have a bunch that are out too, but just things we overthought or like, oh, it's just missing this one thing or whatever, like, So it's just trying to kind of like get away from that. So I was like, let's come up with a bunch of like really tangible things that we could do. Because it's easy to come up with like all this elaborate stuff. Oh, we could do this. Yeah, this big elaborate video.
Brain go crazy, right?
But then you can't.
And it's like, we can't even do that. We need X amount of money that we don't have, or that we don't have to spend on that. Or we need this resource. We need this and that. So we was just like, let's come up with some stuff that we can do just us. And if somebody can help, cool. If not, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we had somebody with us right now filming this, sitting at the camera, that would be better, because it's like, if something happens, they can, but like, if not, I mean, you can still do it yourself. So it's like, I bought a damn 8-foot tripod so we could film Ed's tall ass. Close up, whatever, like, and we do stuff that we could do on our own, and like the drone is the same thing. Like, sometimes his little bro will help us with that. And sometimes we just set it up and go sit the remote down. I'll sit my little glasses down on the ground to mark where my spot is. And like, we just roll like that. So I was like, this is something easy we could do. It's a lyrical exercise. It's like, it's fun. It's giving us a chance to kind of like do that back and forth thing. And it's like, it's a piece of content that we could post where we're both rapping. So it's like you get both in one thing. And it's nostalgic, so it brings people back to, kind of like paying homage to certain songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody we did was kind of like artists we, like you say, inspiration-wise, like Missy, Erykah Badu, Timbaland beats and stuff like that, Jay-Z, Pharrell, this is artists that's like super influential. Obviously, they're GOATs, just saying the names, but like, so it was important to do those artists as well and just kind of show them like, hey, we came up on y'all stuff, and even though we might have our own message and our own how we come at it, we still understand like this is the roots, you know what I'm saying, and this is how hip hop began. So you kind of want to, it's kind of like paying your homage. You coming in the game like you like me pay my homage to the.
And like you said, it's kind of like that Lil Wayne shit. Like it's cool to have like it's cool to like really think about it and have like a real good verse where it's like this verse goes on like a song that you're like put a piece that you're putting together. But it's fun to just rap though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to rap. You don't want to like overthink it. Now I do be trying to like be, with the wordplay on those.
Getting lyrical on it.
Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes like on my songs, I don't do that as much. Like, I do, but it's in a more of a poetic, like metaphorical way. Whereas some of it might go completely, I would have to like break it down for some people. Like they might get it, but like not exactly in the way I'm in it, which is fine. I love people to interpret it in their own way. But like I feel like with the nostalgia raps, you just have fun. You just like show off for a second, like just like I show people I can really rap. Because some of our stuff lately, like I've been singing and like doing other stuff too. But it's like let's not forget now. Let's not like
want to remind them too.
Let's not forget. But it's it's just something fun to do, and it's like you could do it consistently and consistently have something to put out too. Because it's like that's obviously a big part of the digital age. You kind of got to go with the way things are. You got to be consistent. You can't just like post every now and then and expect it to be,
expect to grow.
So
really,
that's where we are. You got to kind of, you got to go with it. But it's cool though. It's free for the most part. So it's like, I mean, hey, can't complain about that part.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite one that you've done?
I think the first one was my favorite.
Yeah, I like that.
In the Erykah Badu.
That front and I don't know. I like that front and beat. Like I was telling somebody, like you listen to that front beat, it was just like, you feel good. Like I like beats like that. Like when you just listen to a beat and you're like, oh, this thing feel good. Like you know what I'm saying. Like so, while I look at that one, it just looked fun. You know what I'm saying. And the verse was fun. Like
I like Cool Like That too. Cool Like That was fire. And then they fucking 2 people from Digable Planners had like reposted it and shit.
Damn.
And followed us and stuff. So that was
sick.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Legendary.
Yeah, the Cool Like That one was
legendary.
I ain't gonna lie,
real.
that one did make that one epic. Like Digable Planners was super tough to me. Like as a hip hop group, they had like
female MC in the group too.
Yep.
And they had the 2. It's kind of like Butterfly, Ladybug, Mecca. They was like the 2 dominant, obviously forces. But then you got like Doodlebug in there. That was like also excellent. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, oh, just that. I always look at like hip hop groups as like, you know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes there's that one artist that kind of shines. You know what I'm saying? But like I like a group where everybody's like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody getting down like like even if there's a female artist. Sometimes like especially in this day, like not to like I'm not down on no one, but you know how to like we are with the female artists. A lot of them that's been coming out lately have been like more on the on the different side, on the
different side.
The different side.
I like the way you said that. We'll leave it right there.
Leave it just like that.
You know what I'm saying? They've been on that wave, so it's like sometimes it kind of make people box. These female artists that's like, and like even like on the show we did last night, obviously Mo is one of the hardest ever, but it was some other ladies there last night that was like,
man, yeah,
she
was gonna be named
like
Ray Monet. They went crazy,
and so
it's a lot of women out there like that though. It's just like it's not in the forefront. That's what we trying to do.
Yeah,
we trying to like get it. It's like you got Tierra Whack, you got all kind of women like that's like doing their thing, but it's
Rhapsody's somebody else who comes to mind.
Right,
like
Rico Nasty, like it's a lot of people. It's just they may not be on the level of Doja Cat and these people that the industry wants to let be the forefront of it. And there's no shade to nobody. It's just we trying to come and be like the other side of that, because there's a lot of people that want to see the other side of that. And quite frankly, like I've been saying, it's a lot of like darkness in the industry right now, so it's like I think that's why we being so intentional of like combating that, because I feel like they not really secretive about it anymore with that side. It's like it's
out there,
it's just out there, like so it's like
why should our stuff be all like tucked
right
in,
so
and
you
like
can't just be you don't want to be low-key with the light if they not low-key with the darkness, you know what I'm saying? So that's where we at with it.
Speaking about working in this digital age, you ate something today.
Yeah.
Man, that shit is funny. Yeah. That shit blew up, right? Like,
man.
You ate something today?
Just some fruits.
Better than what I had.
What?
Chips and the juice.
That's why you so exhausted. We don't have shit to frost it.
Take a pack of chicken out, run it under the faucet.
Then we gon' be eating all late.
Man, I'm off it. I'm about to order something. What you wanted?
Why I gotta decide every time?
Stop it. I picked the last 2 times.
Boy, you lying. I've been picking cause you pick the same places every time.
Man, let's just get La Papa Loca.
Exactly. We had it 3 times last week. I'm low-key thinking tired.
Last time that shit was nasty. The meat was all dry. All that, I'd rather get Popeyes.
That ain't the vibe. They be tripping, forgetting all our sides.
Just pick something.
Nah, you pick something.
At this point, I'm like, we ain't gon' get nothing. I done looked at every menu. This my 3rd time.
At this point, it don't matter what we get. Wait, never mind. I do know what I want. I lied.
Now you gotta wait a few minutes. My phone just died.
Talk about that one. The idea come up like.
I'm gonna let
was
Ed,
that a real conversation?
That was Ed's baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Nah, it was funny. Like we always like. Man, like even tomorrow we'll probably be like, all right, we about to eat on. You know,
we do this shit every day. Like,
so it's definitely true. Like you don't gotta worry about that. It's definitely we ain't have to work hard.
Real
on the
life
script.
in the music.
Nah, but it was just like having fun with it. Like she said, like overthinking thing kind of like had dragged us out for so much of years where we could have been active, you know. And like I was going through a time. Like I tell people like. I had a time and you know, I had about a month or so, like maybe like 2 months where I hadn't wrote nothing. When you know some people might think that's a long time, but for me, you know I'm used to writing all the time. So if 2 months go by, I ain't wrote or you know been active in the music, I'm taking a look at myself like, whoa, what's going on? Like you know, and you know at that point she was kind of like. She was kind of over it too, you know. She was like, "Man, look, you know, we ain't doing
where the
nothing."
bars at?
Yeah, like we you know, let's get into it, like you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, at that point we was like, yeah, we kind of really felt like it was time to make another strong push. Like we just about to start filming content. We gonna roll like whatever we come up with is going on the calendar and is getting pushed out, you know. And so we not really holding ourselves back no more with we get an idea. So it's like. That was just an idea we had. You know, it's like every idea we have now, we just kind of do it. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, if it goes, it goes.
But when he said that one, like, when he said it, at first he didn't really say, like, what the scenario was going to be. So we was calling it scenario raps at first, but the internet has dubbed it narrative raps. So that's what we call it. We're going to go with what they call it. So, he was like, man, we should just do different scenarios, like just play out a different. I was like, man, that's dope. We should definitely do it. And we hadn't really thought of which one. So then when he said, man, we should do one like we trying to figure out what to eat, I was like, that shit is gonna go crazy. Like I just knew, like when he said it,
it's so relatable.
I was like, bruh, that shit is gonna. I was like, we gotta just be organic with it. I was like, that shit gonna be so funny, like to where. And when we was writing it, like I mean, we were like crying laughing because we knew
it was actually funny to. That's what you know is good because like it was truly funny to write. Like,
and we each writing our own line. You know, every now and then we do these. Like we'll help each other with a line if we stuck. But like you know, for the most part. You just waiting for the other person to say what their next line is. so you like crying, laughing when they say it. Like, you know, last time that shit was nasty, the meat was all dry. I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you crazy, bro.
Yeah. They be forgetting the sides, you know?
Bro, we exposed Popeyes for sure. They my mama was like, they gonna send y'all a cease and desist.
Yeah.
Y'all
missed out on that.
Yeah, we missed out on that one. For sure.
It's like the comments.
Louisiana chicken, right? I mean, that's but
it's not a Popeyes diss. You know why? This is why it's not a Popeyes diss. You always go back to Popeyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no matter what.
They forget all
they
your
keep fucking
shit.
up
like,
every time.
You still like, damn, I kind of want some of that chicken though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's funny.
It's not even a diss. Like, nah.
But yeah, we definitely knew. I didn't know it was gonna do that though. That was like beyond what I thought was gonna happen. I just thought I knew it was gonna do way better than anything that we had put out before. Let's say that. So to us, I knew it would have done like an extent of what viral would have been, but like to us, that could have been 100,000 views. We would have been fucking ecstatic about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it was like when I'm refreshing my phone and I'm like, oh shit, you know, it's like you know, it's not really.
It was a crazy little time because it was like. You know, at first it was nice because like all our friends was reacting first. It was the first because obviously that's what happened.
Right, all the homies at home was
so
like, bro, y'all stupid. But then it just kept going.
Like, wait, it's kind of doing a little bit more than like the natural pose. Like you like this one kind of starting to. And next thing you know, like she said, it just didn't stop. You were like, oh man, this is crazy. You know, we were just. Barely could have slept the first night, you know what I'm saying? Just like... Because
it's not really the viral thing that goes to your head, for us at least. You know, I know for some people that's probably what it is. I guess it was just more like confirmation that this can work. Like, you know, because people's reaction to it, this was purely a joke. Like, obviously, you know, we have real songs. Like, this was some funny shit.
The song is available on streaming platforms.
It sure is.
But you can't go bump it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, people kept asking us to put it out, so we was like, fuck.
Hell yeah.
Let's put it out, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go listen to that. Yeah, for real.
I mean, it was purely like, you know, fun. Like, you know, so it was like, for people to be like, Lauryn Hill, like all these comments, like comparing us to all these great legendary people and stuff. It was like, damn, okay, so just from that little like fun thing we did, y'all can actually tell that we're actually talented. So that was cool. Like, you know, seeing people's reaction was like the best part of just like, and you know how the internet is. It's an evil little place. I mean, I went through all them comments, every single one. Barely, probably not even 100 negative things, like out of like thousands and thousands of comments, like, you know. So it was very positive, like the reaction.
I definitely appreciated that.
It was like
real positive energy.
unusually positive, like, you know what I'm saying?
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, you know how the internet is, you know. So it's like, which it didn't bother me. The few people that say, you know, even if it would have been more than a few people saying something negative, I don't care about that shit. I just wanted to see. You know, it's like, it's research. You seeing like how people reacted to this thing you put out, you know, and like
research. That's interesting.
In a way, like, you know, it's like
you're looking at it, you know, from that perspective almost afterwards, right? When you see it,
right afterwards, I'm like, okay, so let me.
Now you got all this info on how people receive you, what they kind of like about you, you know, that you didn't have before. So you're like, okay, like now I can
just
kinda,
random stuff. Some people relating to the fact that we have locks. They're like, oh, I love y'all. You know, y'all skin. What's y'all skincare routine? Or you know, y'all locks look so healthy. Whatever, like, you know, just little things. So you like, okay, you just put that little nugget in the back of your mind. You know, it's like, how can I keep organically being myself, and what are the things about that people fuck with? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not about to be nobody else, but it's just like, once you do something like that, it kind of lets you see like what people really like about what you're doing, and then you can keep kind of doing that. So definitely got more narrative. The next one is coming out this week. It's funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well, this will be out. This won't be out as soon, so we'll clip that in right here.
Yeah,
to
whenever
let all the people know.
By the time it's out, the next one might be out. So we'll be putting out like a bunch of them. It's gonna keep going.
Yeah, big promotion up until the album, right?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Lot to push, lot to talk about.
Yeah, definitely want to just keep the energy going and just, you know, keep doing fun stuff. Like I think if like I realize like long as you just keep going, like, you know, like the internet's like real every day. I have realized like at a point, since we talking about like the digital age, like because like people get on it every day. So like if you don't post something all week, then people done watched 10,000 videos since the last time you posted something. You know what I'm saying? So now like your last post is like, I forgot about that. I just saw a cat, you know, I'm just looking at this cat videos for 2 hours. So now I don't even know what you posted up last week.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I forgot about you.
So it's kind of like, it's real important to be consistent, I realize. So it's like,
that's why we kind of was like, you know, like people was like, man, y'all going crazy. It's like, yep, y'all about to fucking see us. Like, I'm sorry. If you don't want to, I apologize, because you will.
It's coming. Be ready.
Right. You know, it's just kind of like show what we actually could do. Like, you know, we do so much. Like, we do our own graphic design, we do our own videos and editing. We do, you know, if somebody else shoots it, usually we edit it. We do our own beats a lot of the time. We record ourselves. We mix it, you know, at least the demo version. We mix, you know, we like a lot of the stuff we record for like the content that we drop. We mixing that, you know, we like coming up with the ideas. Like, we do all
we're
our
the
own,
team.
you know, so it's like, you know, a lot of artists don't really have that blessing, you know, and that's not to diss them at all. It's just saying like, if we've been blessed with all those things, we gotta like set ourselves apart, because there's a million billion people rapping right now. You know, like I remember when I first started like taking rap serious, it was like the very end of the era where everybody wasn't rapping. It was like, you know,
before everybody was a rapper,
and I'm not mad about it.
16.
I'm not mad about it, because if it gives the people peace, if it gives people peace of mind, feel like they could express themselves, I don't think that takes away from anybody. You know, it did create a different culture to where it's like it's not as special to be a musician anymore, because everybody can do it. But I would rather it be this way, where people could express themselves, and it's not like your family has to have $1 million to send you to the studio and do all this stuff like that, you know.
Even in that like oversaturation a bit, there's still special artists, and that's
For
what
sure.
kind of comes through, like, because you know, it's like, like, and that's the great thing, like you said, because like, because of the accessibility, like somebody before that might have been super talented but not fortunate to kind of have all the resources, they still could create in this time, even with like simple equipment, you know. I saw, like, I always talk about this dude in New Orleans, I'm gonna throw him a shout out, Lareezy. He blowing up, and you know, I like this kid because he young and he just was doing his thing, and you know, and like I feel like he was a good example of somebody that just used their tools to, you know, be consistent. You know what I'm saying? And I just like that about his movement, and I like that about what we was starting to do. And I was like, oh, I like that he was young and he kind of got it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes young people just get stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like even my little brothers, and they'll attack me. They'll hit me with something like a new verse or something they done did, and I'm like, when you got this code, like, you know what I'm saying? But like they playing with the, you know, they using like the phone studio apps and stuff, but I'm like, just be active. You know, that's kind of the gift of this time, is that like, oh, I could do it. I don't have, you know, 10K to go to the studio and shoot the professional vid and then, you know, do all of these things, but I'm creative though, and I'm gonna use these tools that's accessible, and I'm gonna still get it out there. You know, that's the beauty of it, and you know, it's also like, you know, it's gonna introduce a lot of stuff that ain't good, but if you could use it in the right way, then you kind of could, you know.
Right. That's basically how we just been setting ourselves apart, because from all the people that do this, because it's like we could do it for free. So by us being able to do it for free, we can do it at a volume that everybody can't do.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people that do what we do. It's a lot of people that do all their own shit, but that's the people you see putting it out all the time. You know, because if you don't have a budget to be recording all the time, getting videos shot and edited, or taking months and months, however years to learn how to edit and stuff like that, and just things like that, then it's like you may have to keep reaching out to people, that's fine, you know, but that's why I be encouraging people.
Which lane do you want to go down, right?
I be encouraging people at least learn the basics of how to do it. If you creative enough to write a song, you can fucking learn how to work like a little app on your phone to edit a video. Like it's
true.
You know, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, they're making it easy and easier. It's like,
I've been encouraging everybody. They like, you
tutorials are out there, man.
Exactly. How you think we learn? I mean, you know, we didn't go to school for any of this, and it's like I've had multiple jobs where I was doing graphic design for like companies, like a 9-to-5, like on paper job, and I've never went to school for that shit. You know, I learned how to do it so that I wouldn't have to pay to get my logos and my flyers and shit made.
Right.
Like, you know, so it's like
we just learned how to do stuff just to you know, just to have it, because you know, if you see it, you want to be an artist, you see other artists have, you know, fly ass covers, like you don't want to just have the weak Microsoft Paint covers, you know what I'm saying? Like
Microsoft Paint.
You want to have some shit that look fresh, so you know, so it's like always just kind of wanting to be competitive, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, like, and like with the best, like unfortunately we always was like trying to compete with like Kanye and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not looking at like, you know,
artists, right?
Yeah,
like,
we ain't looking at the little local artists that's on our level and being like, let's just be better than them. Like, you know, in our minds, you know, to be good in rap, you got to be better than the best. So whoever was running shit at the time, if it's Kendrick, it's Cole, you know what I'm saying? It's like our shit.
I'm the king of New York.
Yeah, our shit got to be harder than that, even, you know.
For real though, it's like that's kind of how I be listening to our shit. Like, can it fit in a playlist with the people that we listen to, and be and not and somebody not be like, oh, who was that? Like, you know. So that was always the goal. Like, you know, for the past years, I feel like we, you know, we're in a good place with that now.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I relate to a lot of what you guys are saying there as far as overthinking stuff, you know, not putting stuff out, learning to do DIY, do it yourself. I mean, this year is the first year I've been doing this podcast consistently, and I can tell because it's getting traction and like it's just consistently building. It's not a crazy build, it's not a big build, it's not what I want, but it's something, and I see it.
Like they say, slow motion is better than no motion.
Exactly. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to, you know, get yourself out of that rut. Overthinking is huge for me. And something I was thinking about while you guys were talking about the sort of viral video, is it hard to not overthink the next video? And like, you're in this space where things are going and, you know, you're creating. It's very smooth and easy, right? You found that zone. But now something big happened. Are you able to keep that same energy and not overthink it, the next one?
It is hard to not overthink. It's always, but so when something like that happens, it makes it even harder. But like we kind of have this thing, like, you know, and it's like it's crazy. Like DLP, the guy that runs the label we with, like he was like, I mean, like fucking begging us, like, please start posting on TikTok, like, for the love of God, like it's going to work. Like I'm telling y'all,
all of this,
he was like, just do, like, stop overthinking it, just like. Because I'm sure he was hearing this for years, like, yeah, we about to do this, we about to do that, the fucking about to king and queen, like, you know. So it was like, you know, we finally was like, you know what, let's start doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost instantly, like it worked.
Wow.
Like almost instantaneous, like, and I felt like that was
a couple weeks into like consistent, you know, posting where we was like almost every day or every other day. You know, we was posting like pretty nice. And then it was like maybe 3 weeks in of, you know, solid posting. Bam, oh, we got a viral video. It's like, so it's like, you never, and it's not to say everybody that starts posting is gonna go viral in 3 weeks, but you know, you never know.
That just meant to me like it was long overdue. You know, and God was like waiting for us, like, please use these gifts I'm giving you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's like soon as, like, you know, because it was a point where I felt like my ideas was flowing, kind of running dry, and I just like I forced myself to start writing some ideas down again, and, you know, just like writing some verses again, and boom, like the fucking floodgates are open. Like it'll be some nights where I'm up till like 6 a.m. because I can't possibly go to sleep because I'm having like
the ideas are just crazy,
and I'm just in my computer like typing all my ideas out and stuff, like, and I can't stop, you know, because so I'm always like we the vessel, you know, this is coming from something much greater than us. And so I feel like I said, with all the darkness and stuff they have going on right now, I feel like artists like us, you know, it's not just us, it's a lot of other artists that represent light and positivity and stuff in this age. You know, it's almost becoming a trend, I noticed, and what a beautiful trend. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather people that be a trend than damn popping pills and all this other shit. Like, you know,
the people are gonna have to get behind it and push it though, because the industry is not gonna push that message, unfortunately.
For sure, but there's plenty of people that want to hear it, you know, so we kind of got to say down with this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, in these boxes that they've created, you know, like I always say, I'm not cutting off limbs to fit in a box that I don't fit in. Like, you know, that's on you, and people can feel like they have to go by that blueprint. I'm powered by something much higher than the damn music industry, like, you know. So it's like I don't really feel like we have to adhere to those rules because this is a higher power that's pushing the buttons here. So I don't really have to do all that shit that people feel like they have to do that's not really true to themselves, you know what I mean?
And this internet is so vast. I was looking at something that was saying like I forget the number now, but it was so much of billions of accounts per day that watch reels. It was over like 2 billion. So it was like 2 billion, like that's a crazy number. You know, you could have 1 million fans, somebody else could have 1 million fans, and y'all could have not one fan in common, you know? Like, so it's like it's enough. The space is so huge that like any of us could potentially have a space in it, you know what I'm saying? No matter what type of videos, because it's like it's always somebody that's gonna love specifically what you have to bring to the table.
Right.
And that might be, you never know how big or vast that audience. That might be 20 million people waiting specifically for what you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you kind of got to be like open to, you know, putting yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, let them say whatever they say. Like, you know, because people gonna receive, you know, what you trying to give. Like, it's like we was putting out all kind of like positive stuff about like, you know, just like I said, like catering to yourself, you know, might be like just looking inside to, you know, find peace. And we talking about these things and like, you don't know if it's connecting or not, but like next thing you know, like, oh, you getting all these comments of people that's like, yo, y'all stuff touched me, y'all stuff made me feel this, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, this confirmation, like, just think if I had overthought this and not put this out, this person wouldn't have got that, what they got off of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
for that reason, we kind of we have this thing like after that, you know, like I said, DLP was like, please start you know, we just like every now and then when we catch ourselves doing it, like we'll literally look at each other at the same time and be like, don't overthink it. Like,
stop it.
Yeah.
You know, and then we just kind of move on past it. Like, you know, sometimes it still happens, so it's like when something blows up and it goes big, and then it's like you feel like people may be watching you to see what your next move is and stuff like that, you have the urge to like overthink it. But you know,
I saw somebody put is always the next post. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this one don't go, post
Right.
another one. You know, I have to realize that like it don't really matter in the sense like of feeling like you could make a mistake. Even like you really can't with this stuff, because to me it's like you just it's an unlimited door. Like when you woke up, like I say, like after somebody watched your thing, they watched 100 videos and then did some other stuff in their life. You know what I'm saying? So like by the time you post again, like that last one's gone. Like
Right.
we kind of see it all the time with this like cancel culture. Like somebody make a mistake and then the internet's like, oh yeah, they cancel it. And then like 6 months later they in a big movie, or you know what I'm saying? Like they doing something else. Like it's like you can't really.
It's just like a storyline, like, you know, they're
Right.
trying to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I feel like overthinking this is like, you know, we wanted to continue to be fun and organic, because I feel like that's what people liked about this one. It was
Yeah.
organic. It was like probably you know, I always say like the energy you put into creating something, especially if it's like a real song or something, like I feel like whatever energy I put into and intention I put into creating a song, I feel like people experience a version of that whenever they listen to it. So even with like content and stuff, I feel like that's why you might see certain people on the internet, these people haven't done anything wrong to you, you just fucking don't like them, like, you know, like certain people, like, you know, because it's like like you just being fake, I could tell, like that's not even like, you know, I wake up every morning and me and my child have oatmeal together and gaze into each other's eyes. Like, you know, like just...
Yeah, the perfect sunrise. And,
you know, like just whatever it may be, and it's just not genuine, you know. So with this, it's like I feel like we actually did something original, you know, like, and it seems like it's been done before, but like the comparisons people are using are from like the 90s and like the early 2000s, like shit we didn't even know about, because
it's not like
we had to go
exactly,
look it
you were
up to
trying
see
to,
what
like,
it
do
was.
that,
Like,
yeah.
you know, like people comparing it to like Carmen, that Beyonce thing. I don't know if you've seen that. I hadn't seen it before.
I don't know.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I looked up a clip and it was funny as fuck. It was like Beyonce like in this BET movie, but she like rapping the whole time. So like a narrative
everybody's
rap,
talking
like she's
and-
like it's like a musical.
It's like a musical movie. Like the whole conversations are like raps.
Okay.
So yeah, like with Mos Def and stuff. Like it was tight though. It was like a little
I
throwback
have to check it
film.
out.
Yeah, I never seen
Yeah.
it, so I was like, damn, that's funny. But like the stuff he was comparing it to is like, you know, nothing recent. So it makes me feel like we actually did something original, which is hard to do like on this internet that we on and this world we in. So it's like,
we
you know,
did
let's
find
just keep
something.
doing it. Let's not overthink it, because obviously we did what needed to be done. Like, you know, it obviously worked. So it's like, don't start overthinking it and then break the, you know, like the trueness of it and what people actually like fell in love with, you know.
Yeah.
I like
be conscious of that.
Yeah, I like it when people be like, oh, you know this, like, how do y'all know my life? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, Google people was like, where are y'all hiding in my house? Like, you know, where do y'all have? Where's the cameras? Like,
Yeah, like I said, it's so relatable. It really is, and you know that's why it was easy for y'all to write, probably, and why it connected with so many people. It's just it's a real thing that everybody goes through.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna find the next situation. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, the next one gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Yeah.
But you know, we've been talking about the online community a lot. So let's talk about the. Obviously, you guys have done some shows here in Denver. You come out here a bunch, so you met a little bit of the hip hop community, and so what it's like out here. But what is it like down in New Orleans and where you guys are from?
Yeah, so
The underground scene, maybe more specifically, I'm wondering about.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Independent scene, maybe. I don't like the term
Underground, right?
I don't like to use
right?
that.
Like, what are we in hell? Like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
The underground.
Right.
Nah, man, but we really based more in Lafayette. We done some New Orleans stuff. Like I'm from New Orleans for sure, but we based in Lafayette, which is a couple hours outside of New Orleans, and we've done. Man, you know, like it's crazy the journey of the city, you know, and just like the things we've been through, you know.
Yeah, like for our generation, I'll say like we definitely did a lot for like the Lafayette hip hop scene. That's not even being like cocking, and that's just facts. Nobody could say I'm bullshitting. Like, you know. So basically, I mean, we just kind of created a lane to have that type of culture out there, like in a certain time period, like in Lafayette, I would say. Because at the time, there wasn't really shows going on. Like, they used to have this thing in Lafayette called Hiphop in the Flats. So shout out to them. That was like some of the first shows that I had got to perform at, you know. But once that kind of had died down a little bit, it was like really no hip hop shows going on in Lafayette. So it was like some venues we were performing at, they were like, we don't allow hip hop, like stuff like that, you know. Like it was literally like that out there, you know. So we just started booking shows. I was like, fuck it, you know. We had we got to be a part of this music festival that a homie of ours had through, and just kind of like got to see the ups and downs of how it went for him and stuff like that. This was not somebody that had experience doing that. He just had the money, he did it, you know. And some things went wrong, some things went right. So it was like, okay, I mean, if he did something on a big scale like that, we can do a little show in Lafayette, like at home. So I literally got in my little car, like 19 years old or whatever, started driving to different places and like go talk to him in person and see, like, you know, can we throw a show here? Like, what would that entail, you know? And we just like eventually just started doing it on a regular basis. Eventually started doing like regular monthly shows. We did have one that we used to do every week, but that was like kind of it was a lot, you know. Like
every week is a lot. Shout out to my man Face to Feet doing the Beast Bodega every week.
It was a lot. Just like making the flyer, doing, you know, I'm doing everything. The lineup, you know, hitting up artists. Every week I'm stalking, you know, I'm on. So it's like over years we booked like over 300 artists in Lafayette, you know, which is it's not a big town, but it's not like a super small town either. But that's most people out there wouldn't even know there's 300 artists there.
Yeah, that are ready, you know,
because by us doing the stuff we were doing, and we were shooting music videos too, so it's like, and we were throwing ciphers, so it's like just giving a lot of opportunities.
We always engage, like that was our thing for sure. Like early on, like when we kind of started doing like Armed Rhymery stuff, like I was like, I remember even telling her like one day, I was like, man, let's do a cipher, you know what I'm saying? Let's do an open cipher. Just invite you know, just make it open. Like whoever wanna come spit, like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be out there with the camera. Whoever wanna come spit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how, cause I was just like engaged. I was like, let's engage with people and with the artists, you know. That's the only way to kinda, I feel like that's the only way to really like spread in a place where there's no real market for it, you know what I'm saying? You kind of gotta get the people together that care about it, and then like, you know, let's all together do something and kind of make it big, and then from that, you know, the people choose, you know, right? Like if you could gather up everybody and everybody has an equal playing field to get up there and display their stuff, and then like the people gonna react to who, you know what I'm saying? If they get to see everybody, they gonna react to who they react to, and we always got a reaction. I know, like every time we played, like even when we was, like she said, we was 19, 20 and stuff, like we was young, we was getting reaction, you know what I'm saying, off performances and stuff like that. And you know, and people coming up and they like, y'all dope, y'all was hard, you know, you could tell, like, you know, and it was like a difference between, like, you know, but it still made us like, so it's like I'm connecting with y'all, I'm putting this playing field out there, but like I'm gonna go ham too. Like
I'm gonna hit some home runs while we here. You know? I put this game together, but
you know, it's like, you know, if like the impressive artists always stood out too, though, you know. So it's like, even that's why I say if you was dope, there's always a lane for dopeness. I feel like even in a place where there's nothing even established. Yeah, you know, it's still room for dopeness, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was looking at it. Like,
and in like Lafayette area, like it's like a breeding ground for me, like just talent in general. Like it would be shocking to some people, like this little town in Louisiana, like, you know, it's one of, like, I guess it would be like maybe the 4th or 5th biggest city in Louisiana. So it's growing. It's like they trying to make it like a little baby Austin. That's what they want, but you know. Like
they're trying.
They trying, you know, it's definitely growing, you know. I fuck with Lafayette, even though I want to move. I you know, it has its own culture, but like so much talent, you know, in general, like just every type of art. But like hip hop, like, man, they have some really, really fire like rappers from the area. Like even if it's not Lafayette, just like the surrounding in that whole area, like it's called Acadiana. So like that's, you know, it makes up a certain area of like South Louisiana. So that whole area like full of talented artists, like
I
for
think
sure.
Daniel Cormier came from Lafayette, Louisiana. Do you guys know who that is?
I'm not
He was an
familiar.
MMA fighter, but
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I know
he
you're
went to
talking
the
about,
Olympics.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he
I
went to the
remember the last
Olympics
name.
for
Yeah,
wrestling.
Cormier.
He was a big wrestler, college wrestler. He was on the Olympic team and stuff like that. But then he went on to be like UFC heavyweight champion and shit like that.
No, I've
So,
seen that.
yeah, he's always repping Louisiana hard. But
For
I'm pretty
sure.
sure he comes from that area.
Yeah, he definitely does. They love to represent him, like whenever he got a big fight or something. You know, the whole city locked
Dustin
in.
Poirier is from
Yeah.
Louisiana
Yeah.
too. I'm a big MMA guy.
Yeah,
so-
one of my
Right.
partners,
Yeah.
Tyrick, he trains with they train at the same studio or something, or like gym or whatever, not
Yeah,
studio.
yeah.
I want everything to be a studio.
Yeah.
Fighting studio.
Right. Nah, but yeah, man, it's definitely dope out there. Even in New Orleans, like you mentioned, New Orleans scene, like we haven't done as much in New Orleans scene because, like I said, when I started off in New Orleans, I was just kind of like more chill. Like I'm really like more. I started off more introverted. Like I wasn't always like really out and just like, oh, let me go to the show and network with artists. Like that wasn't my lane at first. You know, it was like we linked up and we was like, you know, we started doing music and like, you know, and I was like in New Orleans. I had met some friends. They was in like battle rap. I don't know if you mess with battle rap at all, but
Little bit.
yeah. So some of my homies from New Orleans, they got like nice in that battle. They went far in it and. So I was involved with them, you know, because I used to, you know, I would do it a little bit, but I say I was the song artist more so than the battle artist. I did a few battles, you know, I got down a couple times, you know what
He's
I'm saying?
more positive, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? He ain't
yeah.
trying to rip you down like that all the time.
Oh, yeah. And that's, you know, that's probably why I didn't, you know, but continue with it. But, like, nah, New Orleans definitely, like, it's full of heat. Like, you know, it's obviously the breeding ground for a lot of talent, even, like, more so than, like, I always, like, you know, like, it's always, like, the street stuff and, you know what I'm saying, certain stuff like that. Like, I wasn't more so on that side, but, like, there's a lot of, like, different, like, deep stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, artists that got, like, real substance, artists that's really bringing something. Like, you could find that in Louisiana, too, even though it's, like, you know, it's a lot, you know, a lot of artists, they want to do the street stuff because they feel like, you know, that's what they, you know, resonate with. They might actually been through some of those tales and then, you know, been around a lot of that stuff. So
It's
you
a
know,
combo. It's like
some
it's
of
a
'em.
combination of people that really been around that shit, did it, or you know about it, and then it's people that they just think that's what people want to hear.
And that's
I
that
know
too,
people
yeah.
that rap. It's some of the sweetest fucking people. Come from a good family, nice brick home. Like you know what I'm saying. Never had to do none of that shit, and they talking about having guns, drugs, all this shit, and I'm like, bro, like you work at like a regular job, like you don't do all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a combination, like you know, but some people when it comes to music, they think that's what people. I've literally heard people say that. Like I've heard guys that I was cool with that make little songs and shit, and they're like, yeah, my girl don't like the stuff I be talking about. I'm like, you talking about fucking other girls, like
Yeah.
what? Like, you know, and he like, oh, I'm trying to tell her, like, you know, I'm not really doing that. Like, that's just what people want to hear. I was like, bro, people want to hear you be genuine. Just be you. It's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to, you know, but some people, like, they, you know, they feel like this is what's popular. So,
They're overthinking it.
okay. literally, just
Bring it
be
back.
you.
Right.
Just talk about what you feel, what you think about, and what you be
Yeah.
on, like you know. But a lot of people at home need like you know, it's a lot of music like that. But it's also a lot of people like us too that
Yeah.
make like
And that's why I was making that up because I was like, yeah, you know, I definitely don't want to, like, you know, when you talk about the talent, like in the city or talk about the talent out there, like, you know, like I said, a lot of people, when they look at Louisiana, they think about the stuff that's really came out that was big. Which is
Kevin
more so
Gates,
gonna be
NBA
like,
YoungBoy, like stuff like that.
yeah, you know, which yeah, those guys are dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not to take nothing off from what they doing, but like if you would look at that as the only representation, then you wouldn't think about like all the dope stuff that come from out the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's why I think it's important for us too. Like, I've been thinking about that. Like, you know, it's important for us to kind of make a lane to show people from that area, kind of like how like Odd Future and stuff did for Cali, you know what I'm saying? Or like kind of like a TDE even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you got certain artists that come out from an area, it kind of show the other younger artists from that area like, okay, yeah, damn, I could rap about some other
Possible.
shit. Like, yeah, I don't have to, because you'll meet some young dudes and they talking about some positive stuff too, but then like if they don't feel like they're gonna get no traction off of that, and you know, then over time, they not gonna want to keep pursuing that, you know. And if they don't got no role models or nobody they could look at and be like, then they gonna be like, yeah, you know, well, shit. I mean, let me get on this gangster shit, like, you know.
Do a drill joint real quick. Where that beat at? Pull that beat back up.
Right, you know. So hey, you know, yeah, it kind of bring an importance because you like, all right, let me get serious and like really show them like, you know, and I think it's just that, like, I think it's just like. Sometimes people that's introspective and deep and stuff, they real thinkers, so sometimes they'll let their thoughts kind of get in the way, you know what I'm saying? And then
right,
so it's
that
like
part, that too. I feel that's probably why they have a lot less like artists like us in the forefront too, because like they overthinking, so like they probably not even putting shit out. You know, I always tell them that, like, you know, when people be like, who's the best rapper alive? I'm like, we probably don't know him. We never hear of him.
Yeah,
ever.
Right,
like,
right.
you know, it's somebody that's probably like way colder than like Kendrick and J. Cole that we'll never hear. And they like, I love them. I'm not saying, you know, I'm just saying it's probably some guy in the basement somewhere that got songs that would fucking blow our minds. That's even on another level than what we've heard be like the biggest shit. But he's like, yeah, man, I just gotta. It's not mixed yet. Like, you know, it's just like
it doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this conversation is going in a lot of great directions that I really love. It sounds like a lot of the community, hip hop community down there, you guys are trying to build. At least for your lane and your style, really trying to bring those people together and create the community.
For sure. Yeah, that's definitely the vibes.
So I mean, Denver out here. I came out here and I was exposed to a community that's already out here. Tons of venues, the shows, the collectives, the people. What is it like for you guys to come out here and who plan on moving out here to you know, be around a community that like this? It seems to be pretty different.
Oh yeah, nah, it's definitely fire. Like, even, I mean, that's what attracted us to it. Like Denver's, to me, like, you know, it's one of those cities like. It's just like it feels like it has like more establishment already, you know, due to the fact that it's much larger. So it probably, like, I look at it like this, like a company, like if I have a new product or something, like, and I could reveal it in the market, like, I might not want to bring it, depending on the product, you know, I might not want to bring it to like a small Lafayette, you know, like where we might be based, you know, it's a smaller town. So like, even like certain things that's out here that might have been out here like 2-3 years already, it might just be making its debut in Louisiana.
Grand opening.
Yeah, so like we had a homie. This was funny last night. Like where our homies, shout out Else. Else was like, yeah, man, so how dispensaries is back home. I said, dispensaries?
Bro, what fucking dispensaries?
I was like, we
don't forgot.
What?
I'm like, yo, like, we in Louisiana, boy, they don't got that yet. Like, you know, so it's
is
just
it
like,
even decriminalized?
Yeah,
yeah,
but like,
right.
they have like
Alright.
one little like dispensary, but it's like medicinal only. Like, so who's about to pay like $70 for like an eighth of some okay shit? Like, you know, like what the fuck?
Yeah, so you know, it's totally different. Like, and it's just like at the same time, like I always look at like Denver, like it's like it got all the elements like of a fire city. Like you got like the nature, you got mountains, you got, you know, great hikes, all of that stuff. You got city, you got music venues. You know what I'm saying? You got the bud thing. You got like great people. Like every time you interact, you know, you get like a fire interaction with the people. So
sports is a big thing now.
Right.
Like, you know, the championships. That's like bringing a whole bunch of people. People are out partying
and we don't
for that.
like. They have like they got the Pels in New Orleans and the Saints, of course, but we in Lafayette, so it's like you have to drive to go do that. You got to drive. You want to go see LSU, whatever, like, you know, stuff like that. We not big sports people, but I was like, when we out here, I was like, fuck it, we're gonna check out the hockey, all that shit, baseball,
is
you
cool,
know.
but like literally, like if you move to Denver,
just
this
for an
area,
experience, you know,
it's everything's in 20 minutes. I'm in the mountains in 20 minutes. I'm in Denver in 20 minutes. I'm at a store in 2 minutes. Like I never lived this close to a grocery store before in my life. Like there's so much shit out here. It's crazy.
It's nice, man. That's why I say it's definitely a switch up for us. It's like real convenient. It's like everything
convenient.
It's a super convenient city. I was like, oh man, all right, we able to just kind of do, you know, what we need like in short amounts of time. Like, yeah, so I think it'll just help our proficiency, you know what I'm saying? And then like especially like you said, like having a scene, having things that's already set up,
established, like, you know.
You won't have to create the event. And
yeah, that's a lot, man. We don't really throw a lot of events back home anymore just because it's just a lot. You know, it's like, where do you want to place your attention? You know, I couldn't really just put my time into that all the time. So I'm more just like...
Yeah, because then you're a promoter.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not. You know, these are all hats that I put on. I just was saying that yesterday, that I want to take a picture.
Little bit.
I want to take a picture with like a bunch of fucking hats on, like just stacked up to the sky. Because that's what being an artist is in this day and age. Like, you know, but so it's like, it's shit that I do, but then it's shit that I'm like... is my gift. You know, I'm not a promoter. I've just done that so that I could create shows for myself, because it's like there is no shows, so like I'm not gonna just not perform. I'll fucking create the show if I have to. You know, but like, you know, that takes a lot. It's cool to like be in a place where it's kind of like established already, so I can just take that same energy I would have been taking to do all that, and I can be going to the shows and meeting people and seeing how I can perform and stuff like that. You know, and just like doing things that's already established, you know, and if I want to throw something or do my own thing, I can also do that too. You know, it's just more options out here, and it seems like more consistent, you know. So in Lafayette, there's been like periods of time where the scene was popping, like, you know, popping in on our scale, like, you know. But for sure, I mean, we've done events out there that was like packed the fuck out, like, you know, like we had some homies too that was like really throwing like some fire events like at certain periods of time.
A few nice ones for sure.
Let's not downplay it. It was like, you know, it was some fire times out there for sure, but it's just never been consistent. It's always like, you know, when you only have a handful of people doing that, if life start lifing for them, like people say, life is life and whatever, they're not gonna be doing the events anymore. So then it's like, okay, now there's only 4 people doing it. Okay, now nobody's doing it. You know, so it's like, in the culture out there, it's not really so much go check out local shows. Like, you know, I notice out here, people are more into it. I know, like, in the winter and stuff, people chill out more. But just, like, at the times of year where it feels good outside and stuff, I noticed that that's a thing. Like, people go to shows, actually, like, even if it's local artists that aren't big, so to speak, you know, people still will stay to check them out, you know, might stay the whole night, check everybody out, stuff like that. You know, I feel like the culture here is more, like, centered around that. You know what I mean? Back home, it's not quite, there's not a lot of different, like, diverse, like, stuff to do as far as, like, going out and stuff. Like, the club scene, you know, like, we don't really go out, but we always laugh. When we come out here, we fucking go out all the time. You know,
for real.
We like to dance and party and shit. It's just, like, the type of music they might be playing, like, all that street shit. Like, we don't really want to hear all that shit. You know, so it's, like, the people that's not really into all that shit, there's nowhere for them to really go in Lafayette. There's like a few times a year where they have certain events that come to town and stuff where it's like, okay, this is our time to shine. All the different people, right? Like, you know, but like, you know, artists like Smino, Mick Jenkins, like Coda the Friend, those type of people, nobody's bringing them to Lafayette. You know, even if you got the money and you could book them and stuff, it's like it would probably be a waste of your money, because now you're gonna be trying to not just promote the show, but also explain to people who this is. You know, but at the same token, I feel like that market could be open out there if done right. You know, it's just, you know, I feel like that's what Lafayette is missing. Is like a music venue that's like places like out here, like you have Cervantes and stuff, where like people just go. They may not even know who the fuck is performing. They may see the name and be like, okay, Mike Smith, whatever. I don't know who that is.
Right.
And they still go check it out. I'm just looking for something to go do tonight. And I know Cervantes has dope artists, so I'm going to check it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think Lafayette is missing something like that. And that's like my real, like, long-term goal. Vision. So I'm just like, let me just get it and bring it back. Like, you know, at this point, I'm not really concerned about like just doing a whole bunch of stuff out there right now. Because I see, like, it's going to have to be done big. You know, it can't be done regular. Yeah. Like, out there, you have to do something, like, spectacular that nobody else could do for people to be like, oh, shit, like, giving you props. Yeah. You know, and that's kind of everywhere, too.
It's like, almost like the weird thing, right? You got to leave your hometown to, like, blow
To
up,
get there.
essentially, they would
Right,
say.
and
or
we
whatever
definitely
they
have a lot
say.
of support at home. Like, you know, we for sure have a lot of support, but it's just different. If somebody went to elementary school with you, or like they see you at Walmart and shit in your regular clothes,
Different perception of
and
you.
like they just we have some people from Lafayette that became famous and shit. Like Cupid is from Lafayette. Cupid, like the Cupid Shuffle, line dances and all that. Like he from Lafayette. He's a hometown legend, but like. People not gonna pass out if they see the man at the store. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we give him his props. He's special to the city, but it's like, you know, people, if he goes to like a different city, people might be like, oh my God, it's you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different. Like, you know, when people feel like they can reach out and touch you, it's a little different. And I feel like when you leave home, to me, the support from home increases too, because now they can't reach out and touch you. Like, you're gone now.
Yeah.
So now they're like, oh, yeah, I know them. They from here. Like, you know. So it's kind of like you gotta just venture out, you know.
And it's dope y'all are making that move.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. I mean, we talked about a lot right now. I'm just gonna leave that out. That's just a silly random question, but you know, music is a big part of my podcast. Another big topic is food. All right,
Let's go.
so you guys being from Louisiana, give me some some Southern staples. When I go out there, what do I need to order to give me like that full Louisiana experience?
Now this is what you gotta really do. Like, honestly, all right, you gotta go get you a plate lunch. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it ain't even always. Now, it's some restaurants you could go to. You know what I'm saying? Some restaurants you could go to, but to me, like if I'm just going to going to like Lafayette or something, so to say, like you gotta find the right spot. Get you a plate.
It's gonna
lunch,
be in the
you know
hood.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
Like, you gotta
it's
go.
gonna be in the
I'm gonna
hood.
go with you guys.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Like if you came up there, like, you know,
It's
like,
gonna
now,
come in the little styrofoam plate that you,
Okay.
like that's what you need.
that's the most bussin' food, right? You know what I'm saying? Like now,
That's the most authentic you gonna get. Cause when you go to restaurants, they kind of like they cooking it for everybody to be able to eat. So it might not
Might not have all the spices
season
and
it as
flavor.
much. Cause
Yeah,
like
man.
you know,
Now you go to
I
that
you really
little
just gotta
hood
come fuck with
stove.
us, bro. I'ma cook.
Now, if
When
you
I
throw
come out
home-
here, trust me, I'm about to make a killing. Cause I've been looking at all these
Okay.
little like Facebook groups and stuff, and I'm looking and see like what's the soul food out here. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm about to come out here.
There's one spot that's been closed for a little while, Welton Street Cafe. They've been relocating and stuff like that, but that's some soul food. I ain't had much of it, but I had that. I was like, oh, this is
Hell
that.
yeah.
like back home, like it's real rice and gravy.
Rice
like,
and
you know what
gravy,
I'm
that's the
saying?
biggest thing, yeah.
Okay.
They love
It's
a
called
good rice
smothered,
and gravy,
like smothered,
Smothered, yeah.
chicken,
whatever.
Smother that shit.
Yeah,
Right.
you know.
And
That's-
you gotta like get the real Louisiana smothered chicken, smothered whatever, because it's like I see some of the people doing it online. They do it a little different. Like it's like you really make the gravy just from the juice of the meat. Nothing. You don't really gotta add not too much or nothing else. You know, but it's like. You make a nice brown gravy, put that over some rice. You know, you can smother
Chef
any
talk
meat.
right here.
I really be
Now, she be-
cooking though.
she
I
be
really,
putting it
Episode,
in.
hey, our second conversation will include food.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
let's go.
That's like my thing, you know. I'm trying to incorporate food into it. So my second round with everybody,
Yeah.
we're gonna actually be doing it over some food. We're gonna be cooking. So
Oh, we'll
Yeah,
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward
I got
to
you.
this.
Yeah.
I got
I'm looking
you.
forward to
Ooh,
this.
that's
I
what's
be
up.
cooking.
Hell yeah.
That's the first thing I did when we got here. I got a big ass pot of gumbo at the Airbnb.
Yeah, she made gumbo as soon as we touched down.
Cause I was just like, we don't want to like overly eat out. Like, and so if we get back
Yeah,
late,
you spend
like,
way too
you know,
much money doing that every day.
I was like, we can eat out once a day and then eat that good gumbo.
Got that
That shit
gumbo.
gets better
Let's
every day.
go.
Like it's like it just keeps soaking in the.
All right, so what's in the gumbo? I mean, I know it's a little bit of everything, but
This was a real simple one. This is just a chicken and sausage gumbo.
Okay, all right.
Now, if I was home, I probably would have put more stuff, but I didn't even know where to find that shit like out here. Like,
so do you have like a specialty recipe? Like that you like, yo, this is how I make it. I gotta
it's kind
add
of like
this.
there's more than one way to skin a cat with gumbo, but it's all about the roux. So like it's all about if you want to make your roux from scratch, or you could buy it pre-made. But if you buy it, it's still gonna come out good if you make it right. So basically, roux is just flour and oil. So you just gotta stand over the pot for a long time. You put like I would put like 2 cups of flour per cup of oil, and then you just kind of like keep stirring it and stirring it and stirring it and stirring it and stirring it until it gets brown, and that's the base of your gumbo. You know, and from there you just adding your vegetables and your meat and stuff and letting it cook for like a long ass time, a few hours. You know.
Yeah, look, and it's brutal. It's brutal waiting for that gumbo to be ready. Yeah, 'cause let me tell you,
it, looking at
your stomach is just like, all right, man, let's. And then she'll get it to a point you like, oh yeah, it's about to be done. She's like, oh yeah, a couple more hours, so that'll be
That'd be killing me too, man.
But yeah, they got like seafood gumbo and
it's
stuff
good,
too.
though.
You can make it with seafood in it, or usually I like turkey necks. Like you put turkey necks in it. You can put people put like a lot of different stuff. We don't eat pork though, so we like kind of a little more limited. Like at home, if you don't eat pork, people are like, "What? Are you Muslim?" We're like, "No, dude, I just don't eat it. It's okay." But so we gotta say no to a lot of stuff at home. But my gumbo is more kind of like more of a basic one. That's a basic gumbo, a chicken and sausage gumbo. That's like the base of it.
Yeah, that's like
it's usually like
one.
At least gonna have that.
That feel good gumbo.
Now some
Right.
people
Start putting all kind of shit,
shrimp,
crab fingers, yeah, like
turkey necks in that mug. Man,
right. My
all
grandma
kind of-
like she got grandma money though. I don't.
A lot of ingredients in that gumbo.
Right,
yeah,
like you just putting all kind of stuff in here. You just showing off now.
You got about 2 pieces of meat on every bite. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get no rice on there. Like What I'm saying?
So, I mean, you guys sort of told me, I got to go to the hood. I got to go to the commercial restaurant spots. But, like, can you give me some places, some names of some spots that, that you guys really like to go to? Some of your go-to spots?
I'm gonna still throw Guidro's in there, even though they got pork and everything.
Yeah, Guidro's. No,
Some
like,
place you just can't get away from it.
Right.
Yeah, no, that is a good little spot. That's like the
Lars,
little area
Lars
we live in is Vise. That's the little name of the neighborhood that we stay in Lafayette. You know what I'm saying? And
Vise Food Mart.
they got the
that's
Vise
it.
Food Mart. Yeah, they got the little place. I ain't gonna lie, like
Fried
you
chicken.
go over there with like $6-7 and you load it up with a nice plate.
Fried
lunch.
fish.
That's good.
Yeah, they got all kind of shit over there.
Yeah, they serve up the hood. You go over there, the line gonna be long. You go at like 12.
Be prepared to wait.
Yeah, it's going down in there because they serve in the hood. Like everybody in there getting a little, $5, $6 plate. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And get you a little soda and go smash that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what else, man? I mean, like a lot of it, like we don't eat out like back home as much now because I said she's like a amazing cook. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times she'll throw down something, or her grandma might come bless us up. Like,
Right. That's the best food you
ooh.
get in Louisiana is like when you know people that know how to cook.
Now if you come over there with some grandma hook up something crazy, now you'll be like, all right, like between her and her grandma, like yeah, you gonna be like, all right, yeah, I'm moving out here I'm moving out here just for this, like you know what I'm saying? But don't do it because you're gonna regret it. You're gonna miss Denver, but
I'm gonna just visit. I'm gonna visit for the meals.
Yeah, you just
We can
plan
do
you a week
Lafayette
out.
food tour.
No, for real.
But nah, yeah, it's definitely good food out there. I'll say like, yeah, Louisiana is definitely known for
Billy's
its
too.
food.
I'll say Billy's Boudin.
Oh yeah, Billy's, yeah, like Boudin.
Boudin's it's like a meat and rice situation in a sausage casing.
Oh.
It's hard to explain, but it's called Boudin.
Okay.
Boudin.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty
Yeah.
good. I won't lie. Like if you get like
That's
I said, we don't eat as much
classic
lately
Louisiana shit.
Okay.
because we had, like I said, once we got off the pork stuff, we wasn't eating as much of certain things. But
Yeah.
like Boudin, but I mean, there's like chicken and beef. There's different like kind of Boudin. It's not all gotta be pork, but you know what I'm saying, like. It's pretty good. Like I had never had it. Like I'm from New Orleans, so like I said, like some of the stuff they got in Lafayette, I wasn't on it. You know what I'm saying? So when I get out there, I'm like, what's boudin? Because it's boudin, but the spelling of it is Boudin. So I was like, oh, what's this boudin? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't eat that. I'm good. Like,
Yeah, it's
But-
like New Orleans and Lafayette is a lot different. It's like
Interesting.
it's like
yeah, even though they close by, like it's.
he thinks it's like
Interesting.
so country, but it's like Lafayette. We don't think it's country, but it's like it is. But like it's because the city's on the outside of Lafayette. When you get into like those, that's the real like
That's
now
the
you
country,
really
country.
really in the country.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like, but like New Orleans people, like Ed, like he be mispronouncing all kind of little words. Like
City boy.
it's a lot of silent N's. Like they got a city called Dusson. but it's like Duson, so you would think it was Doosan. Like
Doosan, that's what I call it. Yeah, Doosan. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a bunch of
like,
you know.
It's Doosan, like song. Like okay,
Song.
yeah, you gotta have that little, you
French
know,
on it,
yeah,
right?
you gotta know how to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm coming from like I'm out the city, so I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
And when you go to those little towns, that's where you're gonna find the best food. Like,
real, though.
man, what's that place? I'm trying to think. They got this place. I think it's called Sandra's Cafe. It's in like Scott, Louisiana, which is like a little kind of like in the maybe 15, 20 minutes away from Lafayette. They got real good food. I ate over there one time. That's like some good Louisiana food, but like more kind of fancier, I guess. So it's some, you know,
There's some spots.
but you gotta kind of like go like in the little small towns or like in the hood or just like, you know, in a little duck
we gotta
off
ask
spot.
the real people,
Right.
You know,
For
And
sure.
then, you know, you gotta go in there and look and see, like, you know, look in that kitchen. You know, if it's an AT up in there or something, you know what I'm saying? Look in the back. You gotta see one where it's like you see some old black ladies in there that's looking like, and they got them rough hands. Man, you in for it. They in there throwing some shit down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you go in there with some young dudes or something up in there, it's like, I don't know what's going down up in here. You know what I'm saying? I can't see. Y'all boys ain't cooking no, y'all ain't throwing that down, right?
See,
Y'all ain't got no grandkids.
See,
Yeah.
that's like me out here. If I'm gonna go to a taco spot, I'm gonna go to a place where I gotta order in Spanish. Like,
Right.
Yeah, like, come on,
Okay.
like,
Make me speak Spanish
Right.
to
If
order
if
this.
you say
then
it in
I know
English,
it's
they look
authentic.
confused. They like, listen, look.
you
One,
walk up
two,
in the
three.
dude like, yeah, oh hi, how can I help you? No, it's like, no,
Oh,
man, you too
man,
American,
damn.
like, you too American. Like,
Yeah.
this ain't authentic.
And I hate that shit. I hate like Americanized Mexican food.
There's a lot of it out here. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, Mexican food is a big thing out here, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of bad Mexican food too.
Yeah, in Lafayette, they got like 2 authentic Mexican spots that we eat at. There's more than that I haven't tried yet, but that's the only. Once you get that authentic shit,
if you're getting the good
once you
stuff,
get that authentic shit, it's like I'm not going to damn Pollo
you're gonna
Loco.
go try that. Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah, that's like
when
I
I
said
can
in
go
that,
spend the same amount and get something from somebody that literally like is making traditional like real Mexican food, like somebody grandma, like I need that.
Shout out La Papa Loca. You know what I'm saying? That's I
From
shout
the
out
narrative,
to
the narrative
That's
rap too.
familiar. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, it was
We
the truth.
going.
That's the truth that I ate that all the time. Like, nah, that's a good like authentic spot. You know what I'm saying? You get the steak burrito over there. Look,
Gorditas.
oh, they got the good gorditas. Yeah, all day. Like, yeah. I almost want some right now. Nah, I'm
No,
just
I
kidding.
could go for some fucking burrito right now. Damn. All right, so I'm a pizza guy. Is pizza a big thing in Louisiana?
I mean, it's
Not
there.
too big, obviously. I mean, pizza's everywhere, right? But
Yeah.
it's not a big.
They just gotta, to me, well, there's like Alici's, that's like a authentic pizza, like Italian pizza spot. But they got this spot called Central Pizza, that's like a newer, within the last like 5 years, right? That was built.
Yeah, they've been
So-
putting up some more lately. Like, I know in New Orleans they had this spot Reginelli's. We had went. That was Reginelli's we went to.
Yeah, Reginelli's.
Yeah, Reginelli's. That's like some nice pizzas over there. I ain't gonna lie, like some some gourmet up stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
be
as big
going
of a part of
crazy.
the culture though. When you say
But
that,
no,
it's like that's kind of
it's-
sad because I love a good pizza. That pizza we had last night, that shit was good.
Oh yeah,
It
we
was
got a
very,
pizza out
very
here.
plain, just like I guess a New
cheese
York
pizza.
style pizza,
Yeah.
like the big ass slices, like
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
it
little
was
thin
good,
crust,
though.
like perfect. Like I was like,
I saw
we
somebody
need.
eating that at the show. Matter of fact, and I was like, "Yeah, point me to the slices."
Where they at?
So I went back. I went and bought 2 of those things. Yeah, dude, threw it in the oven real like, and he was just like, matter of fact, this dude might was like come from New York area because he had like the heavy accent with it, like, and he was just hooking it up for me. I was like, man, this feel authentic. I almost wanted to like shoot a video in there or something like while he was fixing my stuff because I was like, oh, this is too. It was just an epic moment, and the show was going on next door. Yeah, it was fire though. Yeah, so. Yeah, we big pizza eaters.
More pizza,
but,
Louisiana. We need more of that pizza.
But yeah, nah, it's not. I guess it's
And
not.
they got like Pizza Village and Dino's. That's
yeah,
two
I was
little
gonna say, they got
two
the
good
spots. But
You
I guess
definitely, when you think of food in the South, though, pizza's definitely not on the
No,
list.
it's like
Like I
more
say,
the
they
authentic
more
stuff
on
is
that,
like rice and gravy,
that rice
crawfish
gravy
etouffee,
stuff, yeah.
rice dressing. Some people call it dirty rice, and that's how you know it's not from. That's how you know it's not from my area.
Yeah.
We don't call it that.
It's,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
We don't call
rice.
it that.
Yo, you trying to make some dirty rice
rice.
real quick? Nope.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, whatever, if it's Louisiana, it's gonna have some rice in it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know why. Like, that's
We
their
love
one thing.
rice.
They love a good
Everything
rice
is damn
dish.
rice.
Yeah.
His
Like I say,
stepdad, bro.
jambalaya.
His stepdad ate some fucking rice on the side with what? It was like, he was like, man, I ain't had no rice in a few days. This man ate some rice on the side of like some chicken fettuccine and
Yeah,
barbecue.
it was some
just like
chicken
something
fettuccine.
random like that didn't even.
He just literally,
Just wanted
like
rice.
draped the fettuccine over the rice. Like,
When he put the
was-
fettuccine on top of the rice.
yeah, like,
No.
and I was like, because you gotta think like, so I'm eating dinner over there, like, you know, my mom's made the fettuccine and stuff, and they had the fried chicken, so I done fixed me some. So that's you know, I see him putting on a little pot of rice. So I was like, oh yeah, G, what you going eat with that rice? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he had like some
You could do
gravy or
something
something.
different.
Like, yeah, I'm like, shit, I want some of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, oh nah, Ed, I'm about to just eat that with my food. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just gotta see this what's going on. Yeah, bro, just literally just slathered this fettuccine straight over that rice,
Yo.
like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Bruh.
like, I just needed me some rice. I'm like, bruh, what the hell? Like, fettuccine over rice. I'm done right
Sounds like
there.
a rap right there, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, like
What?
fettuccine over, yeah, nah.
So yeah, people love everything is rice. That's everything goes with rice. That's, people
Rice
eat
for
that
everything.
every day, rice and gravy. Like some people, like they swear to God, like I'm like the best cook ever, but that's all they know. Rice and gravy.
My gravy slaps.
That's all you need.
That's
like,
why I saw a meme. It kept me dying because it was like, you know, your grandma ain't never had no taco night. You know, back in the day, like you growing up and y'all thought about
Right.
it, like, yeah, we didn't used to eat like no tacos and shit like that growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we got older. All of a sudden, we cooking like hella tacos and you know, we having like all these different little nights and shit that we do all kind of different
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
The family, be like, oh y'all eat all kind of
Y'all
shit.
eat all
Like
kind of shit. Yeah, because they was
my
like,
friends'
man,
families too. Like if they come over and we cooking and stuff, like me and my homegirls, we be like, oh y'all eat all kind of shit.
Yeah,
You know?
they be making stuff, you know, different egg rolls. They be doing
Damn.
They do different nights. Like one night they did like an Asian night, you know what I'm saying? Like
Ooh, that was
they
busting.
all cooked all kind of different Asian dishes. Everybody, you know, just doing their own spin on different, you know, it was great, but it's like, you know, you think about it, this our generation, we kind of like you said, because we got the internet and shit, so we know how to make, we could just
We
look
can
at a
look up the
recipe.
tutorial
Right,
to
yeah.
make whatever.
They just was like probably making food, you know, back in the day, probably just making shit based off of what was passed
They
down.
had to watch the cooking show, right?
Right, for real.
The cooking channel.
Bro, literally, me and my grandma used to watch fucking Emerald Lagasse.
Emerald Lagasse. Yep. That's my guy.
Bruh.
All right, yo. So I'm gonna bring it back to pizza real quick. I asked
Okay.
this to all my guests. If I was to make an Armed Rhymery pizza, the ultimate Armed Rhymery pizza, what would be on that? Or should we make like a Louisiana pizza? Incorporate some of these elements of food that you were talking about on a pizza?
So like,
A perfect pizza.
so like, I'd say like, all right, this would be like my half. Cause the thing about it, we two people. So if we order a pizza, my half, you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, y'all already done this before, so
Yeah.
hello, how can I take your order? You've done this before.
But I'm going with the white sauce because I'm always looking for like some what's that garlic.
That garlic.
Yeah,
Parmesan
garlic
sauce.
Parmesan sauce. I like that white sauce on the pizza, the garlic parm sauce with the chicken. You know what I'm saying? Probably like some spinach, yeah, or something like that. Maybe even some onions or something like that. You know, but yeah, that's
I like that.
yeah,
That's a good half. That's a good
my
half.
That's a good start.
That's a good half.
start.
That's my
See,
half.
we usually make two halves, but then we eat.
You just-
we
you split
split.
it.
We share. You know.
So this
Yo,
don't
that sounds
Rhymery
good.
pizza. So yeah, so that's
If I had it in a perfect world, I would probably do the white sauce too, but I would do like some crab meat
Ooh.
with like, this is random, but I would put some pineapples with it.
Hey,
I'm a pineapple.
She a
on
pineapple fan. She a pineapple on pizza fan. I will say.
If I was making the pizza myself, I would put the pineapples on 1/4, just so he wouldn't have to have it on the other half of the
Right.
That's a good partner.
Yeah, she know. And look, I'll eat a pineapple slice in the clutch. You know what I'm saying? If it's like,
If it comes down to it.
yeah, if I'm like,
But I like the spinach too.
That's
That
how
would
I
probably
feel
be
like.
busting, like the spinach with the crab meat with like some onions.
Ooh.
man,
With a little pineapple
she talking
juice?
it up now. She talking it up.
I'm
But that's
telling you.
clean.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have to try to do this when you guys come out here for the second convo. You know, we'll try to make the pizza, or we're
Hell
gonna do
yeah.
our own thing. But
man.
Yes.
I would love to try that pizza out.
Yeah, that might be good.
That
man.
sounds good.
And that's kind of good because she kind of did make a Louisiana with the crab meat and stuff like that. Like,
Right,
you know,
that's when you
Got
said that, I was like, okay,
influence, you know,
crab
a little
meat.
Cajun flavor
little
in
Cajun
there.
you know what I'm saying? You got to spice that thing up with something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, I saw this thing on Instagram. It's in New York somewhere. So I think it's in Brooklyn. It's like an oxtail pizza they do. My homegirl, she lived in Brooklyn now. I asked her if I sent the place to her. She was like, girl, I'm not going there. The fucking line be like wrapped all around that place. Like, cause it got famous on Instagram. So now it's
Of course,
like, you know.
everybody's going there.
But that shit look good too. An oxtail pizza. I don't eat as much beef these days, but it
When
did
in Brooklyn, we gonna have to
Right,
go.
okay.
Yeah, that sound busting. We've been on the jerk stop too. I've been on it because they got a little spot in New Orleans called I'll say New Orleans in Lafayette, the jerk stop. Yeah, they
jerk chicken.
oh man,
Love me some jerk.
and they be man, they do like just they style of man. It's just like whoa, this food is busting every time. Yeah, so that's another little one. Because I wasn't on the jerk. You know, I hadn't tried the jerk nothing before, so I was like. You know, I checked them out and I was like, okay, I see what I've been missing out on. You know
Jamaican
what I'm saying?
flavor.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
jerk chicken, that stuff is good though. Like, yeah, it's like a little hidden flavor. Like I said, I wasn't really on that one before, but I think I might like it. Yeah, you know, order the jerk. They said you are what you eat. You know, that's that old Kanye.
Hey.
Bro, get out my brain because I was about to say
I love it. That's even funnier. On Rhymery. That's the end of the convo, man. Anything else you want to leave the people with? Anything that we didn't talk about that you think we should? Hey, the floor is yours.
Oh yeah,
I think we touched on a lot. Just stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm about to say, stay updated.
tuned.
We there's gonna be more fun stuff coming out. Zen Garden. I'm gonna say it 3 times. Just listen to it. Like I said, it's gonna be fun. Like I said, and I think it's really just kind of focusing on the words on that one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely enjoy the vibes, bounce if it's fun. You know what I'm saying? But
we did
really,
make all the beats on that one too.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really talk about that.
DLP made one beat. But so it's all produced in house.
Sweet.
For sure. So 'cause that's still in house, you know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like I said, Zengar and that and then you know next time we come back, we could talk about it after you done been able to sit with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get y'all some more crown jewels from it. We could maybe break down some songs or something fun like that. But
Absolutely, yeah.
So
let's do that.
definitely let's just keep having fun with it and stay tuned and send us something to eat. We still never ate yet since the.
We're trying to order the pizza. We're trying to find somewhere to put crab on the pizza.
Something. We ain't ate yet, so if y'all wanna, yeah, that's it.
Good reference. That's a good reference.
It's hard for me to put in words. I think I'd rather take off and be flying with the birds. My brain is wishy-washy, my faith as long as my locks. I always had a toxic relationship with a clock, cause it never stops. Still I'm right on time, this feel perpetual. I'm trying to find balance between vibing and schedules. This shit is taxing, but worth it for the moment.